Hello class, Mr. Stone here. Well, today we're going to cover exponent rules. We'll cover the product rule, the multiplication rule, the power of the product rule. And you're going to look at these problems and you're going to say, wow, they look kind of hard. But after we do a few of them, you're going to say, oh, this isn't really as hard as it looks. Okay, so let's start the first one, okay? It's brackets, negative 8a to the first. Now, if they don't have a number there, it's always to the first power. Okay, so it's a to the first, b to the seventh, end of brackets, times 3, a to the fourth, b squared, end of brackets. So let's start with the consonants. So it's negative 8 times a positive 3. That's going to be a negative 24. Now, hey, let's move on to the a. So we get a to the first times a to the fourth. If we look up at the multiplication rule and the product rule, we're going to see you actually take, I'll just blow this up a little bit. So you look, it's a to the x, that just means it's times a to the y, so they're both different numbers, equals, you add them. See, it's a x plus y, okay? So we go down here, and we got a to the first times a to the fourth, so you add them. So it's a to the fifth, okay? A to the fifth. Now let's go to the b. Remember what we said, we add these. Okay, so it's a to the seventh times a to the second. So we add them, so it's going to be b to the ninth. And that's all there was to it. See how easy that turned out to be? Okay, let's go down to the next one. Now, if you look, you got two ways to do this. You could actually take this and really just copy it again. Okay, because really it's just the same thing, negative 5, k to the third, m to the seventh, times negative 5, k to the third, m to the seventh, okay? But if you look up at the power of the product rule, it's right here. I'm going to draw a little line there. You can take and you multiply these ones, okay? So we could take negative 5 times negative 5. That's 25. It's a positive 25. Now, k to the third times 2 is k to the sixth. K to the sixth. M to the seventh times 2 is m to the 14th. And that's all there was. But you see, if you rewrote this again, and then you were adding them, okay? The k to the third plus k to the third would be k to the sixth. M to the seventh plus another 7 would be m to the 14th. So it works out the same either way you do it, as you see, okay? So let's go up to the next one then, okay? Now, we have a subtraction problem, okay? So how this works, it's 9 minus 3 is 6. The x stays the same as the 4 with simplifying terms, and the y stays the same. And that's the total answer. That's all there was to that one. That was even easier, okay? So let's move on to the next one, okay? This is really x 3 plus 2 plus 8 equals x to the 13th. And that's all there was. We just add them. Go on to the next one, okay? Now, what they really did, it's the same as above. They kind of just, instead of having an x, they got a negative 3. They gave you the value of that. So just like the x, it stays in the x, so it stays in the negative 3. So it's negative 3, and we got 2 plus 5 equals negative 3 to the seventh. And that's all there is to that. That's it. Square this off, and that's our answer. Okay? It's negative 3 raised to the seventh power. Go to the top there. Okay? This goes back to the same one like we did in number 2. See how it was? Okay? So we could do it two ways. We could rewrite this 3 to the r to the 7th, t to the 6th. We could rewrite it and have 3 numbers going across. Okay? Or we could just leave it like this. Okay? But let me rewrite it so that way you can see how this works. Okay? So we get 2 r to the 5th, t to the 3rd, brackets. Now we got 3 r to the 7th, t to the 6th. I'm going to move it over a little bit, and the brackets, and let's rewrite this again. 3 r to the 7th, t to the 6th, and the brackets. See, that's the same way, because what you got to do is just write it. So just rewrite it again, okay? So let's do 2 times 3 times 3, okay, is 18. Now let's remember what we did with the r's. We just add these numbers, okay? So we got r to the 5th times r to the 7th. We add the... I'm going to just write this out so you can see it longhand, okay? We got the 5 plus the 7 plus the 7. And then on the t, we got a 3 plus a 6 plus a 6. So now we write it down below. We got 18, we got r, we got 5 plus 7 is 12, plus 7 is 19. Now in the t, we got 3 plus 6 plus 6 is 15. And that's the whole answer, just like that. But you see how that worked? And now if you go down to number 7, really number 7 is how we rewrote number 6, okay? So let's do the math going across. We got 3 times 2 is 6, times a negative 5 is negative 30. So we get a negative 30. Now we're going to have the x. I'm going to rewrite this just like I did before. So it's a 2 plus a 5 plus an 8. Now the y is a 1. Remember, it's a 1 plus a 6 plus a 4. So let's see, we write this below. We got to have a 30 x. So we got a 2 plus a 5 plus an 8 is 15. Now the y, let's see, we got a 1 plus a 6 is a 7 plus a 4 is 11. And that's our total answer, just like that. But you see how we did that? Okay, now we're going down to number 8. Really, if you look over to number 4 there, they just substituted the x for 4. So it's going to stay 4, a 2, plus a 6, plus a 7. So it's going to be 4, we got 8, plus 7, 15. And that's all there was to that one. 4 raised to the 15th power. Now, you go down to number 9. 9's the same thing, okay? They just really, instead of having the dots, they put it in brackets, okay? So we're going to have negative 3 in the brackets. 4 plus 2. 4 plus 2, negative 3, raised to the 6th power. And that's your answer. And that was all there was to that. But you see, if you just step back and you take the rules, how they got it, you're going to have to learn these rules somewhat, okay? So you just get the basics down and say, oh yeah, I kind of remember this, okay? If you're studying for a test for these, remember what I always said, you can kind of learn these, and hey, as soon as the teacher says, hey, test has started, okay? You can take your scratch paper and you can write these rules out of the top of your head on the piece of scratch paper. You got to wait till the teacher says test has started. You can't write them before. So as soon as that, take the few seconds and write these rules out. Because as you go through the problems, you're going to say, oh yeah, hey, this is this one, this is this one, this is the zero exponent rule, this is a negative exponent rule, the fractional one. What they call that when you write these formulas down throughout, your math career, is a memory dump. You got all these things in your mind, and maybe when you hit number 5, you're going to say, oh, shoot, what's that formula? I don't remember it. But if you did in the beginning, you wrote these all down, you just look back, oh, yeah, here it is right here. And really, you get a lot more problems correct. But eventually, you will learn these, and you're going to say, oh, yeah, I know how this works. We're just adding them. We're just multiplying them. And you do real well. And again, if you like this video, give me a thumbs up. Subscribe to my YouTube channel. It'll help my YouTube ratings. And what I always say is math can be fun. You have a great day. Thank you very much. Bye-bye.